Good day, everyone. We are Group 5. Today, our group will present a case study titled Problem of a Nature, analysis of systemic corruption under Ferdinand Marcos regime. They are our group members. Next, we will move on to the first part. And corruption is abuse of power at the highest level of government. It involves large-scale theft of public resources and causes long-term damage to institutions and society. This, this case study focuses on Ferdinand Marcos. His regime is considered one of the most prominent examples of kleptocracy. The core problem is that sovereign power was converted into a system for large-scale and organized theft of national assets. This can be seen through four case issues: the embezzlement of public funds, abuse of power through crony capitalism, overseas laundering of illicit wealth, and the erosion of democratic checks and balances.
In this corruption case, the central figure is Ferdinand Marcos, who was the president of the Philippines from 1965 to 1986. He and his wife Imelda Marcos gained a lot of wealth by controlling government resources. They were supported by political allies and government officials, who helped them manage public funds for personal benefit. After the Marcos regime fell, the President Commission on Good Government (PCGG) was set up to recover the assets taken unlawfully. Additionally, international banks and financial institutions were involved, as many assets were moved to overseas accounts, especially in Switzerland and the United States.
Let's talk about this corruption. It happened in 1965 to 1986. Worst during martial law started in the Philippines, but lots of money went to places like Switzerland and the US. They stole public funds while kickbacks and by loans, then hide the cash overseas using shell companies. After Marcos fell, investigations found tons of accounted wealth assets got frozen or tied up in court. This wasn't random, it was planned because power was too concentrated and checks on the system were weak.
I'd like to analyze the root cases of the Ferdinand Marcos corruption case. This scandal was no accident, stemming from overlapping flaws in individuals, groups, systems, and rules. Marcos' greed for power and twisting value led him to amend the Constitution for absolute rule, enriching his family with state power. Corruption tainted his party, farming his elite. He colluded with comrades, landlords, and foreign firms, trading resource monopolies and tax breaks for support, creating a vicious quid-pro-quo cycle. Most fundamentally, systemic flaws enable this corruption. Marcos abolished presidential term limit and concentrated legislative, executive, and judicial power, destroying the separation of powers. In conclusion, Marcos' corruption was a perfect storm of personal greed, organizational collusion, and systemic failure. Understanding this case reminds us that combating corruption requires not just punishing individuals, but also strengthening institutional check and balance, improving legal system, and safeguarding independent supervision.
The Marx case is a clear lesson in absolute corruption. His regime stole billions, changed the constitution to keep power, and sent the money overseas. This action breaks Filipinos and international rules. That is why Max faced life in prison. His partner get non-jail terms, and their companies were shut down. So remember, power without control always leads to corruption. We must have a strong system, and everyone must follow the law to protect a country's future.
Now I will talk about next slide. It talks about how the law was used and the results. First, the law in the country still applies. These corrupt actions were already against the law at the time, so they can still be punished today. Second, many countries work together. They used international agreements to help get the money back from other countries. Third, corruption and money laundering did not stop. Because of this, there is no time limit to deal with these crimes. After the government changed, PCGG was set up in 1986. It helps investigate cases and take back illegal money. In the end, PCGG became an important system. So far, about the $5 billion have been found and returned. I'll analyze the Macros corruption case. The Macros corruption case had deep impacts. The family lost everything, the country lost billions and its reputation. The Philippines fought back systematically by recovering assets, ensuring independent courts, and promoting public oversight. The lesson: to beat systematic corruption, you need strong institutions and an engaged public, not just new leaders. Anti-corruption is everyone's duty. Thank you.
Let's conclude with the lessons from the macro era. First, unchecked. Finally, this case shows that fighting corruption is not just legal, it's a moral and social responsibility. We need integrating strong institutions and an engaged public to prevent history from repeating. That's all. Thank you.